In this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how to get the attractive, aesthetic V-taper that everyone so desires, including the women. Summer is 6 months away. You have enough time to put in the work 6 months before summer hits. 6 months, you can change your life and your entire world will be different. Your entire physique will change in 6 months. Now, will you get your dream physique? Maybe not, but you will get 6 months closer to your dream physique. And that's far more progress than any average person because they're doing 2 weeks and they think they're going to see even a fraction of their dream physique within 2 weeks. If you listen to what I'm saying and you go 6 months out from obtaining the physique that will change your life, I promise you, you will not regret it. First things first, you need to throw away all the fad diets, okay? All the OMADs, all the carnivore, all the vegetarian, the fish diet, the only 3 meals a day, eating in a certain window, the fasting diet, the intermittent fasting. Throw all that out the window. That is all irrelevant, okay? Your body works on calories in, calories out. Your body has a maintenance level of calories, okay? Your body has a maintenance level of calories. If you eat too much calories, your body will store the excess calories as energy to save for later. That's called fat. If you eat too little calories, your body has no other choice but to tap into other stores of energy. That's also fat. You need to be real with yourself. You need to look in the mirror. You need to see what body fat percentage you are because we have a goal in mind. The goal is to get a V-taper, an attractive, lean, aesthetic physique. You need to look in the mirror. You need to see what your body fat percentage is. For some people, it may be 15, it may be 20, it may be 25, it may be 30. But you need to be real with yourself. Look in the mirror. Stop overestimating your body fat percentage because you see your abs in the best lighting you've ever seen it in, or you pull down your stomach and you see your abs because you're pushing your fat against your muscles and it's showing through. Be real with yourself. Look up 15% body fat, 20% body fat, 30% body fat. See what the average body fat percentage looks like at those marks, and you will find what your body fat percentage is. Then the second thing you're going to do is figure out what body fat percentage you want to go down to. Now, the most aesthetic is probably going to be anywhere between 10 and 12%. That's probably the most sustainable for any average person. Me, I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm trying to get single digit body fats. I'm pretty sure I'm already there. Some people would probably say I am, but me, I'm going to go harder than what other people think I am. But you, as the average person, can just aim for 10 to 12. Now, if you want to be a little better than the average person, you drop it in the single digits. But I will say this, even being at the 10 to 12% body fat percentage is already above the average person. So don't discourage yourself thinking you need to go as hard as possible. You can go as hard as possible at 10 to 12. You want to go even harder than that? You want to go be a little crazy? Drop down to single digits. But that's just me. Figure out what body fat percentage you want to drop to. Look up pictures, see the average, and then that is the mental representation of what you will be looking for on average. Do not one-to-one compare yourself to the guy that's at 10%, or even me, for example, that's probably at 10%. Don't compare yourself to the guy that's at 10% or single digit body fats because your genetics and your muscle mass is probably completely different than theirs. If it is, that's great, but 9 times out of 10, it's not. So don't get caught up in that either. Second thing you're going to do is figure out your maintenance calories and the calories that you should be eating. To figure out your maintenance calories, you can simply go on Safari, Google Chrome, look up calorie calculator, type in your age, height, and weight, and your activity level. It's going to tell you your maintenance calories and where you can eat to be at either in a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus. Now, these numbers are just ballparks. You're going to have to experiment throughout the day, or not even throughout the day. You're going to have to experiment throughout the weeks, that's plural, weeks, to figure out where your maintenance is and where your calorie deficit is to where you can sustain it, for a substantial amount of time. Guys, we're not trying to just transform for 3 weeks, for 3 months, 6 months, and forget the information and just revert back to our old bodies. Doing that is not going to sustain, it's not going to lock in any progress that you made. There's no point in making a 6-month transformation and then throwing it out the window on the 8th month because you no longer are transforming anymore. No, we want to look good for the rest of our lives. We want to get the notoriety. We want to get the reactions. We want to feel good about ourselves. Wake up in the mirror, look in the mirror, look in the reflection, and see, damn, that's really me. That's how I feel every single day when I look in the mirror. We want to have social events with our families, eating food one day throughout the week, and saying, you know what, I can eat this food today, and tomorrow I lock it right back in. This is a refeed day for me. This is not a day. This is not a cheat day. There's nothing cheating about my nutrition plan. That's another thing you want to get out the window. This is not a diet, okay? This is a nutrition plan. This is my nutrition. I no longer say this is my diet. This is what I'm doing. This is my diet. This is what I eat. No, this is my nutrition. These are the standards for what I'm eating now. This has become the new standard of my way of living. And it can become the new standard of your way of living as well. And the people that surround you, or the people that you surround yourself with. After you figure out your maintenance calories and the caloric deficit that you need to be in, you also don't need to be in a 500 calorie deficit. You don't need to be in a 700 calorie deficit. The smaller the deficit, the longer you will lock in the progress. The smaller the deficit, the longer you will lock in the progress. You do not need to be in a 700 calorie deficit from your maintenance. You're trying to get results in 2 weeks. That's going to take you 6 months. That's going to take you 14 weeks. Stop trying to get 6-month progress in 2 weeks. Stop trying to get 2-year progress in 3 months. That's not how this stuff works. As for the workouts, you're going to focus on your muscles. The muscle groups that you should be focusing on is your chest, shoulders, back, and legs. We'll start with the worst, legs. Okay, I've been loving legs recently, but legs is kind of the one thing that people avoid or lack. Your legs have just as much aesthetic influence as your upper body. For legs, keep it very simple. We don't need to overdo. We don't need to go crazy. We don't need to do all the female workouts, all the female workouts that females give, because we're just trying to keep this simple, and we're trying to keep our upper body simple as well. Mind you, this is going to be for longevity. You can do this for years because of how simple the process is. For legs, squat, barbell back squat, RDLs with the barbell, hamstring curls, and leg extensions. You keep it mad simple. Maybe some calf raises if you throw that in there. But I run, I jog, I sprint, I do speed and plyometrics training as well. So I'm hitting calves on those days. That's it for legs. Don't want to OD it. For your upper body, you want to focus on, like I said, your shoulders, chest, and your back. Let's start with the shoulders. I do weighted calisthenics. I'll put up a couple of videos and me doing some workouts. Weighted calisthenics. So for the front delts, for the front and side delts, I do handstand push-ups, freestanding handstand push-ups. But anybody who can't do that for sets and reps, you can do pike push-ups. Those work just as good, and you don't need any equipment for that besides your feet and the ground. If you want to change the variation, make it harder, you can elevate your feet on top of your bed. You can elevate your feet on top of a box. You can buy parallettes to get a deeper stretch. But those are the only things that you need to do pike push-ups. You don't even need anything, honestly. Then for your rear delts and more of your side, you can do lateral raises with dumbbells, lateral raises with cables. And for your rear delts, you could do rear delt lateral raises. Just that simple with dumbbells. Okay. So that's it for the shoulders. For your back, like I said, I do weighted calisthenics. So I'm going to heavily advise and recommend pull-ups. Another thing, most people can't do pull-ups. In the process of you getting leaner, you're going to be getting lighter. Okay. And for pull-ups, a lot of people mistake that you can't get strong while lifting weight. Now, yes, it is true that mass moves mass, but I'm doing 110 pull-ups for 5 sets and 5 reps at 170 pounds, sometimes 165 pounds because my weight fluctuates throughout the week. I'm doing 110 pounds for 5 sets and 5 reps. The last time I did 5x5, 110 pound pull-ups, 5x5, 90 pound chin-ups, and then I did cable rows. And for the 4th exercise, I did lat pull-downs. I was doing 200 pounds lat pull-downs on the 4th exercise for 5x5. Or for 5x4, I'm sorry. For 5x4. After I just did 5x5, 5x5, 5x4, or 6x4, and then now another 5x4. So you can gain strength while getting leaner. It is 100% possible. Don't listen to that BS. The lat pull down is becoming so heavy that it's 35 pounds above my body weight. Whenever I let go of the bar, first of all, it's a hassle to get the bar down. I have to pull on the bar and drop my whole body weight. So I'm off the ground, put my knees under the pads. And then when I'm done, I literally let go. I get my feet from under the pad and the bar takes me up. So you can gain a lot of strength while getting leaner. And essentially you're getting smaller, pretty much. You're getting smaller. Just you're trying to retain as much muscle mass as possible. Or you will retain as much muscle mass as possible if you listen to what I'm saying. That's another exercise for back. Pull-ups, chin-ups, lat pull-down, cable rows, barbell rows. Those 5 exercises are all that you need for back. For arms, they're essential, but you don't really want to be focusing on them. I only do 1 to 2 workouts per workout session that train biceps directly or triceps directly. Because I'm doing compound lifts, it's already going to train those muscle groups, my bicep and my tricep. For example, weighted pull-ups, the weighted chin-ups, the lat pull-downs, and the cable rows are all training my biceps. They're just training them just because that is a part of a pull movement. Now, do I do curls at the end of my workout? Yes, but a lot of people focus on the accessory work and not the actual compound lifts. The reason why you can gain strength and have your workouts be so effective and get them done in a timely manner is because those people do compound movements. Those compound movements work out more than one muscle group. It's going to work out your back. It's going to work out the width of your back, and it's going to work out your biceps and your forearms. You don't need to isolate those muscle groups just to train them. You can train them all in the same exercise while doing compound lifts. As for your chest or your push day, you're going to focus on incline bench, whether that's incline dumbbell, incline barbell, cable rows. You could alternate versus doing the high variation of the cable rows and the low variation, attacking the lower and upper chest for some diversity. Keep it simple for that day as well. Some tricep extensions, but that's really it. So as for the foods that you want to eat, you want to stick straight to whole foods only. Now you may be asking yourself, what about when I want to have like a snack, when I want cookies, ice cream, cake, all that stuff. All that stuff, you can eat that as well. You can work that into your macros. But this is why you can't have it more often than when you're having whole foods. When you're in this state of getting leaner, when you're in this state of eating for performance and not eating for dopamine taste, dopamine hits, dopamine bites, pretty much. When you're in this state, one, you'll have to eat for performance. So if you decide to have a donut in the morning as breaking your fast, as your meal one, when you work out in the afternoon or a couple hours after you eat, your body is not going to be performing at its best. It's not going to have the protein, it's not going to be satiated, and it's not going to have it's going to have carbs, but it's not going to have clean carbs to cycle through. So when you eat the donut in the morning, first of all, you're pulling all your blood to your stomach because it's sugar. 2, there's no protein in that, so you're not going to feel any sort of satiation in that donut whatsoever. Only thing that's good is fast carbs. That's it. But aside from that, there's not eating for any performance reasons. The reason why you would have the 4 ounces of ground beef, 2 ounces of rice in the morning, or 4 ounces of rice, is because that ground beef is going to keep you satiated. It's going to keep you full. It has salt, so you have your sodium, and the carbs is going to be in the rice. Okay? So your nutrition, you want to stick to whole foods primarily. You're going to figure it out that your whole foods are going to be your best friend, and processed sugars and processed foods, they're not going to help you with your performance. The only thing they're going to be is a dopamine hit. That's literally it. So whole foods, you want to stick to chicken, beef, turkey, fish, eggs. Okay? For your carbs, rice, potatoes, bread, bagels, wheat, flour, anything in between. Vegetables, those vegetables is kind of to your liking. I do spinach in my bowls for my rice and beef, or my ground turkey and rice. Spinach to kind of get the fiber in. Other than that, I'm really not eating vegetables. I'm not eating any sort of other variation of vegetables. I'm not eating like broccoli. Sometimes I get carrots. I'm not eating like cucumbers. Like, I'm just sticking with a handful of spinach in my bowls to supplement or to get the nutrients from vegetables. You don't need to have a crazy variety. The only times you really want to switch up what you're eating is when you're getting bored of what you're eating and you don't want to eat it anymore. That's the only time I switch up what I'm eating, is when I don't want to eat it anymore. And that takes months. It takes me months to switch up what I'm eating. I was recently eating a bunch of ground beef and tilapia. For about almost 8 months now, I've been eating ground beef every single day. Ground beef for lunch, ground beef for breakfast, ground beef. And then the only thing that has changed is what I'm eating after that. So for 2 of my meals, I have the ground beef. For 2 of my other meals, I have something else. That has been fish, that has been chicken, and that has been tilapia. Or no, that has been fish, that has been chicken, and that has been ground turkey. Those pretty much alternate. But aside from that, it's pretty much staying the same. It's pretty much staying consistent in what I'm eating. It's always going to stay the same because simplicity is always going to be easier than complexity. The more you think about this, overthink, make this complicated, want to change the variations of things, and want to change things too much, it's going to be a lot harder for you to stick with. So keeping it simple, keeping it as simple as possible and as least complex, as least variables as possible, is going to give you the longevity. It's going to give you the ease of mind that you need to sustain this process of getting this lean, attractive, shredded physique that you want. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you want further help with this, I do one-on-one coaching weekly, 1 call a week. We set up a nutrition plan, we get you workouts, and you have a mentor to guide you in this process. Link is gonna be in the bio. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great one.